What was the biggest downgrade in recent memory that was pitched like it was an upgrade? Australia have a popular line of cracker-like snacks called shapes that come in various flavors like BBQ, pizza, cheddar, etc., and what were supposedly new and improved recipes for the line, but in actuality were a massive downgrade that were almost certainly cheaper to make, replacing the original recipes in the process. The near universal backlash was so fierce they embarrassingly had to walk the move back almost immediately, with new shapes disappearing from existence within a few months. The UK Prime Minister, also smart motorways, Brexit. Suddenly there's 24 different subscription TV companies. And my car won't start or my ass freezes. And I can't use headlights because that's suddenly a paid feature. Yes, an exaggeration, but still geez. People remember the headphone jack removal, but I'm also pissed about laptop manufacturers removing so many ports and telling us to use port hubs. I'd rather carry a laptop that's thicker than carry a separate hub just to connect a mouse and a pen drive. Also pissed off at how anti-repair laptops have become. The keyboards these days have to be repaired by opening up the hole as Mobo before you could pop it out and swap. Honestly, electric cars, they take forever to charge. Not good for long trips, more expensive, costly to repair. Yes, they're better for the environment, but only sort of because of how electricity is produced and how batteries are produced. Hybrid seems like a way better option all around right now. Best of both worlds. I'm sure electric car tech will improve in coming years. It already has, but they're meh for now. Apple removing the 3.5mm jack, and everyone else following suit because they realized they could also sell overpriced Bluetooth earbuds. I'm not angry that AirPods exist. They're finally pretty decent tech, but they're future e-waste and more plastic waste because they're completely unrepairable. Once their battery starts to die, you throw them away, including all the rare earth metals and plastic. Customer service and communication with companies in general. Everything is now a fax or a robot, entering this as a good thing, claiming it's so easy to get an answer to your questions, where in reality if you don't have a standard question you're screwed, as no one any longer lists their phone number. Most large companies are impossible to contact. Cars. A year ago I bought a stripped down version because the normal version was way too digital. Glad I did that because all of the things that were marketed as upgrades fail sooner than the old versions. Anything involving the cloud, it was talked about like this great new addition to anything. But really, it's just been a way to hack apart existing services and sell them back to people to wrench money out of their hands. I get that sometimes it's useful, but more often than not, it's just an excuse to be greedy. UK's National Lottery. I used to do it weekly, but then they upped the price and added more numbers. There's more variations to choose from and lots more prizes, chances to win. No, actually you've increased the cost by 50 and made a miracle chance of winning even small prizes and innately impossible. Photoshop Cease 3. Bought the program. Worked it for years. Happy as a pig in shit. Windows 11. Bang does not work anymore. Can't find any way to open my bought a paid for program. Can't afford a subscription. Adobe closed the servers or something. Fuck Adobe. Face recognition unlock on Apple devices, closely followed by on-screen fingerprint scanners on Android. My Zenfone 10 still has a fingerprint scanner on the power button the way many phones used to have, and it works so much better than either of the above. iPhone's getting rid of Touch ID. T's faster than Face ID. It's easier to wave a stolen phone police snatch phone at your face than it is to drag your hand into position, and other brands have shown there was no practical need for it. Smart TVs with the streaming services built in. You're now tied to some system with a crappy remote that serves you with ads every time you turn on your TV, and will eventually stop receiving updates, leaving that feature worthless. All these smart appliances. I don't see the use in these washers and refrigerators with touch screens and internet connectivity. They have so many points of failure. Just give me a bare bones fridge that will last longer than me. Electric cars. Streaming services. ADAS safety systems in cars. Self-service checkouts. Trying to go cashless. CD DVD driveless computers and laptops. Reimaging rebooting beloved series for a modern audience. Brexit. To many people who thought they knew best, were proved horribly wrong, as we will never likely recover from the damage they caused our poor country. A shameful time in British political history. Removing jack from phones because now it can be waterproof, and there's more space for batteries. Well, Sony had lidless IP68 low-range phones for a few years already and battery sizes remain stable. V sneakers. And I can remember when they started to move away from thick quality leather into leather lookalike materials and then advertise like it was better, lighter, and a more modern shoe. Live feeds and suggested content. I want my feed in chronological order with nothing other than what I chose to follow. Kind of like Facebook way back in 2010, I think. Maybe even earlier. Getting rid of headphone jacks on phones. Getting rid of external SD cards on phones. Getting rid of replaceable batteries on phones. Smartphones used to be a lot better in so many ways. Nintendo does this as well. I bought a bunch of games on the Wii. Then the Wii U and now the Switch. I had to buy some 3 different times. You cannot take them with you between systems. Not recent but biggest and worst to me was replacing pension plans with 401ks. They were supposed to be an addition. Using as a replacement saved companies big dollar and shafted workers. I was promoted to a higher management position that happened to be in the night shift. They decreased my salary because the night bonus would compensate the difference. Britain's water bill going up to fund infrastructure upgrades. They've had the chance over the last umpteen years to do this yet haven't, and now we are footing the bill. The change of some products, especially software, from a you buy it, you own it to subscription-based models, where you lose access once the subscription ends. Pretty much every sale these days, they jack the prices up and then discount to the same price they were before. It's pretty common here in Australia. If you live in Australia, the NBN was a significant downgrade from the cable-based network we already had in place in a bunch of cities around ours law. When I heard Todd Howard say that Fallout 76 was not going to have NPCs, like that's good thing, I knew the release of the game will be bullshit. As a wrestling fan, WWE's recent push for The Rock to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania instead of Cody. Still time for it to change though. The old school British phone booths. I'm glad they saved some of them, but I hate how the new ones look. The old red ones were iconic. You'll remember the headphone jack. I sure do love this extra centimeter smaller phone that for sure fits so much better in my pocket. Has anyone mentioned wireless headphones yet? Bring back the plug-in ones. No batteries. And saved your phone when you dropped it. Removable batteries in phones being phased out with the reasoning being to mask them water resistant and slimmer designs. Streaming platforms go in subscription ads. Let's just combine the old with the new model and do 'em both worse hooray. 5G network. Even now it's spotty coverage and unreliable as hell, and when if it works it's not really much faster than 4. Mine was when they got rid of the headphone jack on most phones. I go out of my way to make sure a new phone has one. The V6 Toyota engine. The 3.5 is bulletproof. The new engines have more HP, but still pretty shit MPG. Makes me sad. Adverts on Amazon Prime. I'm sure they are trying to make them so annoying that you pay extra to go ad-free. Fully encased wet timing belts in some newer engines. As far as I know, they can give a lot of trouble. New Reddit fucking blows. I use multiple browser extensions just to make it somewhat bearable. TVs. I really can't figure out how to work them anymore. Sometimes I can't even turn them on. Electric cars. I'm sure they'll get there in the end, but at the moment they're a downgrade. AirPods. I miss my wired headphones, but unfortunately everything needs Bluetooth these days. When Reddit removed home feed sort miss you. Rising to simplify the user experience. Pretty sure we more chocolate rations last week, but they try to sell us that it's more. The removal of the headphone jack and the lack of any ports on modern electronics. The NFL wildcard game that aired on Peacock instead of a basic cable network. For grams LTE. It's for grams. But worse. And marketed like it was a step up from full for grams. Fossil turbo and 6-cylinder turbo engines replacing NA engines in most cars, trucks. Windows. Fucking. 11. It's not an upgrade. It's a side grade at best. No more charges in box with phone purchase for environmental benefits. The use of QR codes at some restaurants instead of a physical menu. Google 5 years ago versus now. Seems like it's getting worse every day. First thing I thought of was Madden FIFA almost any given year. Companies that stop issuing security update for their products. C-band satellite dish service to small satellite dish service. Touch buttons replacing physical buttons, especially in cars. YouTube. These multiple ads just showed up out of nowhere. Walmart going from 24/7 to 12/7 during COVID to clean.